Hey guys, how you going? I'm in the progress of setting up for our Apocalypse battle report that's coming up, and I'm about to pack it in for the night, put a couple of hours into setting this up, but I just wanted to show you guys fucking the absolute cunt ton of models that are going to be featuring in this battle report. So I'll go through the Khorne in a moment, but the Imperial side, we've got a fuck ton of Space Marines from the Bone Jackals Legion, which are a Blood Angels successor. And as you can see, we've got Scouts, we've got Incursors, we've got Infiltrators, we've got a fuck ton of Blade Guard veterans, we've got a fuck ton of Aggressors, we've got a fuck ton of Centurions, we've got Thunderfire Cannons, we've got Whirlwinds, we've got fucking Storm Talons, we've got Falchions, we've got Land Raiders, we've got fucking Repulsors, we've got Inceptors here, we've got a Dreadnought, we've got Terminators, we've got Eliminators, we've got Outriders, we've got fucking, what are those new melter guns, Eliminators, we've got fucking Assault Intercessors, we've got some Vanguard Vets with Storm Shield Thunderhammers, we've got a fuck ton of characters, we've got some over in the center there, you've got Death Company, 3 squads of Death Company, we've got 2 squads of Sangard, we've got attack bikes, we've got some more characters, we've got more characters down the back there, we've got 5 knights. You'll also notice this space over in the corner, my mate Stewie's bringing his Grey Knights over and they're going to fill out that section for the remainder of the battle report. Then over here we've got the Adeptus Sororitas, so we've got Celestine, we've got a bunch of characters along the front here, we've got a bunch of Repentia along the front here, bunch of big units of Sisters, some Retributors, some Zephyrim, some Seraphim, more Sisters. We've got the Triumph, we've got the Mortifiers, we've got that bitch. Fucking massive Imperial army that's going to be an interesting challenge for my Khorne army to tackle. That being said, I'm putting my money on the World Eaters. So we've got over here, we've got some heretic or traitorous Bone Jackals. So this is the same chapter, but recently turned heretics. And the narrative here is basically going to be that they were left to finish off the last bits and pieces on a planet, and all the other Bone Jackals left. And then these guys got salty as fuck because they realized that they were first spawns and they were left on the planet while the rest of them went and got the Primaris treatment. So they basically were like, you know what, fuck the Imperium, they've left us behind, they've left us to do the dirty work, so we're going to do the dirty work and we're going to join the forces of chaos. But yeah, so for them they're essentially going to be run as Emperor's Children successors. So we've got a Charybdis with 20 possessed in it, 4 squads of 10 Terminators, a squad of bikes, a squad of 20 Noise Marines, a squad of 20 cultists. And then we get into the fucking Khorne. Holy shit. Alright, so you've got 150 cultists. An absolute metric cunt ton of cultists. You got bikes, you got 8 rhinos, you've got 3 predators, you got 2 land raiders, you got a vindicator, you got 2 more Charybdis, you got 3 dreadclaws, you've got a chiton, a storm eagle, fucking Mauler Fiend, 3 brass scorpions in there, a Reaver Titan, you got 9 Hellbrutes in the middle there, a big ocean in the middle of Berserkers and Chosen, various loadouts. Then if we go over to the other side, over here you've got Ocean of Bloodletters, Flesh Hounds, Karanak in the middle, a couple Demon Princes littered throughout. You've got a big unit of Blood Crushers with some Chaos Lords on Juggernauts and Blood Masters, or whatever they're called, Skull Masters. You've got a couple Skull Cannons here, you've got a Blood Throne, you've got this bloke here, my creature caster I think he is, Angron, who's going to be using the rules for Angrath. And then speaking of Angrath, you've got Angrath down the back here with his retinue of 8 Bloodthirsters, including Skarbrand, the man himself. We've got another Kaitan, another Storm Eagle, another Mauler Fiend, Chaos Knight in the middle there. Fucking epic Khorne, Demonic Incursion, all the cool shit. And that's the Khorne army there. As you can see, it's almost everything from those cases. I say almost everything because literally I've just ran out of space on the table. Like, I've got 2 Helldrakes, but I don't know where the fuck I'm going to fit them. They will be featuring in the battle report, but there's simply no room. Now you're probably thinking, how the fuck are you going to do a battle report with when you can't even fucking deploy the whole army on the table? And the way that we're going to get around this is we're going to start with just deploying the Loyalist and the Heretic Bone Jackals. So the Heretic Bone Jackals is this little small contingent here, and then we're going to do like the Loyalists without the Blood Angels specific stuff, right? And then basically, because the Loyalists heavily outnumber the Heretics will go first. They'll get first turn. So they'll do their turn, they'll do some damage, they're not going to kill all that. And then in return, this will probably wipe them out. But then in the Chaos second turn, the World Eaters are going to come on, and they'll just come on from the board edge, with the exception of like the Dreadclaws and shit, which will drop in. And basically they'll reinforce what just came on, and then they'll do a whole bunch of damage when they do, because like these will all be full of Berserkers, 20 Berserkers in that one, 20 Berserkers in that one. Those will all have squads of Chosen in them. So that'll all hit hard, followed up by Rhinos full of Berserkers and Land Raiders with shit in it, Chosen in it. It'll all sort of come up the back of the table. And then the Loyalists will fight, and they'll basically punch on, and then depending on the state of the game, we'll basically decide whether or not it needs more models on the table, and if it does, that's when the Blood Angels specific Marines will come on, and maybe the Sisters, depending on the state of the game. But basically, and then basically after that, there'll be this big punch on there. We'll bring in the Demons to reinforce the Chaos side as the Chaos side starts getting depleted, and then after that, we'll bring on the Grey Knights to finish it off. So the idea is basically we want to keep it at a state where maybe half of what you can see here is on the table at all times. And that way, it'll all of this stuff will still get featured, but it'll be done in a narrative way that'll make sense, because it'll be in waves the way you would imagine the war would go down, and it'll also be like, you know, the demons come in last when all the blood has been shed, the demons arrive, and then the Grey Knights arrive after the demons arrive to combat them. So it'll be done in a very narrative sense, and we'll just try and keep a bit of a flow going, keep a battle happening. It's not necessarily about who wins and loses this one. It's more about let's just tell an epic story with minis, which is a bit of a change of pace. I've been playing pretty much exclusively competitive 40k for a while, so is my mate Stewie, who's coming over to, he's going to pilot the Imperium. So it's going to be a bit of change of pace, but I'm fucking looking forward to it. I think it's going to be really refreshing and a bit of a palate cleanser, if you will. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that because I'm fucking excited as fuck. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled on the Facebook page for more updates. Keep your eyes peeled on the YouTube channel for when the video gets posted. And yeah, place your bets. Who do you think is going to come out on top? I've tried to separate them straight down the gut, so you got one half of the table's Chaos, one half is Imperium, but as you can see, there's like, you know, an inch or two gap between each unit here, whereas these units are fucking stacked on top of each other. So as it currently stands, the Chaos side is heavily outnumbers the Imperium. But I mean, the Imperium wouldn't have it any other way, would they? They love the hard fight.
How you going, guys? Dean from Blog for the Blood God here, and I am proud to announce that we are finally available to support on Patreon. My Facebook page and YouTube channel have always and will always remain completely free. However, what is not free is the equipment and programs required to make content like this. So if you'd like to show some support for the work that we do here, please jump over to Patreon, sign up, and show us some support. With your support on Patreon, we're going to be able to continue to produce and increase the quality of our battle reports, tournament coverage, Tactica videos, painting tutorials, and other 40k hobby related material. With Patreon tiers starting as low as $1 Australian per month, which is fuck all, you will be able to show your support, and believe me, every dollar counts, it all adds up, and it will allow us to continue to increase the quality and bring you guys the content that you guys love. For the low price of $1 Australian per month, you can become one of my Renegade Astartes. For an extra dollar, I'll upgrade you to an aspiring champion. If you're really keen, for $3 per month, you can become one of my Khorne Berserkers. And for those of you who want to really dig deep and show your support for this channel, for $5 Australian per month, you can become one of my Skull Champions. One of the main reasons for starting this exciting new Patreon account is so that we can get some support and work on some exciting big new projects. These projects include a whole host of new battle reports, both narrative and tactical, strategic, competitive 40k battle reports. In addition, we are working on a brand new apparel line with a whole ton of different designs, and we're partnering with a few different suppliers to work on neoprene objective markers. All of this will be first available to our followers on Patreon, and then down the track available to people who follow us on YouTube and on Facebook. So if you want early access to these things, make sure you jump onto Patreon and show your support. Alright, that just about sums it up, guys. If you've ever enjoyed any of the content that I've put out for free, please feel free to jump over to Patreon and show your support. That support will go a long way to making sure that we can continue to produce better and bigger content every single year, and we're never going to stop, and we will never force people to pay. So, if you've ever gotten anything out of a battle report, if you've ever learnt something from a list breakdown, if you've ever learnt anything from a Tactica video, or if you've ever just enjoyed having my content on in the background while you do some hobby, please show your support and join us on Patreon. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you next time. Blog for the Blood